Hello, sir.
Very good.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Very good evening to everyone. Hope all of you are doing well, and everybody is now started their preparations, right? So basically, why we are, what is the purpose for today's session, right? It is primarily for company-specific discussion. I'm sure that you must have already started your preparations. But to give it an age, right, it is required that you should start your preparations in a manner that it is very pinpointed towards the questions that have been asked in the previous campus or in the previous rounds. So the more it is towards specific to what have been asked in the previous campus, right, it would be better for everyone. Yeah. So make it interactive also. For some of the things I will certainly cover generalized, but at the same time, if you have a specific question related to any particular company, right, we will certainly take it related to that company itself. Yeah. In the meanwhile, I'll first classify that these are the what we'll do in the next 1 hour. Okay, how we will divide this session. So we will divide the session into basically three parts, right? The first part is about the banks. Second part is about firms. And third part is about industry, basically management training. Yes, broadly, what I have seen in this entire shortlisting process that it is mostly these three classification. Yes, if anybody has any other shortlisting in a different kind of in a different this thing, then they can certainly tell me that yes, we have got something apart from these three categories. Yes, everyone is fine with this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Okay, so I won't take too much time in creating the background of what we will be doing and what all. Simply like those who are interacting with me for the very first time, like I'll give a quick introduction. My name is Gunjan Srimal and I'm lead trainer at CampRep. We are basically training the CS students, CA freshers, basically for their campus preparations. And this is the 5th year. Recently, like our Super 60 batch, okay, they have recently completed their entire preparations, and now we are into the revisionary mode. Okay, this is an open session definitely for all those who are our regular students plus those who are interacting for the very first time. Our primary focus is always on the technical part, right? Personally, I believe that technical interviews are the backbone of any interview, right? 70% we focus on the technical questions and 30% in general, right? So in today's session also, we'll try to cover up that most of the things we will try to cover from the technical point of view. Related to HR and related to other points like introduction and everything, we have some videos already available on YouTube on our channel, right? I'll refer you to those ones. They are very powerful, very compact, and very to the point, right? You can definitely refer those ones. So I'll start first with the banks, right? I'm sure that a lot of you must have got the shortlisting for banks. Okay, or I can change the sequence also depending on your point of view. Okay, so should we take banks first or should we take firms as first? I think we'll take firms as first. Okay, because second we'll take banks and first as firms. Okay, most of you got shortlisting from banks, firms, sorry, firms, and both Indian as well as the this one. Okay, so yeah, mostly like firms you're saying. Okay, global and all. Okay, great. All right. So as all of you are saying that you should start with firms, right? Uh, okay, I'll ask you a question. Okay, let me start with a question because that's the interesting part, and then only you will understand that what exactly the questions would be around. Okay, so my question to everyone is that what is what is the full form of IRR when we talk about lease accounting? When we talk about lease accounting, right? What is the full form of IRR? Internal rate of return. Internal rate of return. Most of you are saying internal rate of return. No, it is not internal rate of return. It is implicit rate of return, right? So Ayush, yes, very good, Ayush. Implicit rate of return and one more answer, right? Implicit rate of return. Why I'm asking you this question? Because I'm just creating a background of what you should prepare, right? So most important thing if you are going for firms, right? The most important thing is Ind AS. Now, which Ind AS are most important, right? The most important Ind AS here are Ind AS 115, right? Ind AS 116. Then Ind AS 16, then Ind AS 2, Ind AS 12, right? So this should be the sequence, okay, in which you should start your preparation for Ind AS pertaining to forms. Okay, whether it is an Indian form or whether it is a global form, okay, you should prepare Ind AS quite in detail. Yes, are you getting my point? Whether it is an Indian form or it is a global form, yes, it is very important that you should study Ind AS in very much details, right? Recently, some of the students who have already got placed, and in last, as I told you, like we are doing this training for last 5 years. Most of the interviews are happening on, I mean, the Ind AS are always asked, right? So two Ind AS on which you are comfortable with. This is a very common question. Yes, so I'm sure that you will be able to answer that question by now. What are the two Ind AS on which you are comfortable? Yes. So let me ask the regular student first. Yes, I can. Yes, Aditi. Yes, two Ind AS on which you are comfortable.
Sir, I'm okay with the Ind AS 115 and 116 as well. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So because we have done a lot of preparation related to 115 and 116, and definitely it is important from the industry point of view also, and from the point of view of firm. Yes, so great. And if they'll ask you that, what do you know about Ind AS 115, how will you explain that? Unmute kariye.
Yeah. So Ind AS 115 was implemented on 1st April 2018, and the basic principle of this Ind AS is to minimize the risk of return. And there are five-step models to define this Ind AS.
Minimize the risk of reversal.
Yeah, minimize the risk of reversal. Yes. So the revenue can be recognized in five-step models. That would be first would be the identification of the contract, and then the identification of performance obligation, then the identification of transaction price, and then the allocation of that transaction price between the performance obligation, and the last and final step would be recognition of revenue. And also there is one industry example that I have read in the research report of Tata Motors, that would be in automobile industry. So they usually record the revenue while selling their cars with the warranty. So what they do is they record the revenue of car on the at the same point of time, but the warranty will be recorded over the period of time.
All right, very good. Okay, so great job. One thing that everybody, please, thank you very much, Aditi. Good answer. Everybody has to understand is that they will ask you these two questions, that these two standards. Any like they have this that two Ind AS, two favorite Ind AS, or two Ind AS on which you are comfortable with, or basically you have done your articleship. Okay, in the articleship, which are the two Ind AS? which you have applied, right? So not only theoretically, right? The way she has explained, 5 steps she has explained, and apart from that, she gave the practical application of that particular details, which is very important, right? Everybody understood that part, that not only theoretically you don't have to explain much, because अगर आप ज्यादा explain करोगे तो वो बोर हो जाएंगे इस आंसर से कि 5 steps क्या होती है, तो उनको हमको बोर नहीं करना है, हमको बेसिकली उनको बताना है कि वी नो द एप्लीकेशन पार्ट. सो एप्लीकेशन पार्ट आप कम से कम एक्सप्लेन करिए related to any industry. So 115 I personally believe is the most important one, and when you are saying you have you know 2 important indices, so please include index 115 as one of them, right? So we are talking about the important things if you are going for firms, and when we are talking about firms right now, we are talking about profile of audit assurance, right? Mostly these profiles are for statutory audit, right? There are the highest number of openings are always in statutory audit department, right? So you need to prepare, you need to, whenever you are starting for this, you should start with index, right? And index you will start with 115, 116, right? So 115 again, because this is a compact session, we need to go a little bit fast, so please note down the important questions related to index 115. The important question related to index 115 is basically how will you determine the performance obligation? How will you recognize revenue over a period of time at a point in time? What are the conditions of identification of contract, right? So these 3 are regularly asked questions. Of course, there could be multiple questions, and apart from that, they may ask you the application part. If you have applied index 115 earlier, during your articleship, please tell us about the application part, right? If you talk about index 116, right? Index 116, the conditions of finance lease, that is a question which has been asked multiple times. What are the 5 conditions of recognition of finance lease? Yes, anyone? All right, no problem. So, but just remember, right? Recall what are the 5 conditions when you used to recognize finance lease. Okay, otherwise it will be called as an operating lease, right? Then the question is just asked you implicit rate of return, and if implicit rate of return is not available, we will talk about we will take the incremental borrowing rate, right? That is IPR. That is another question that is very important. Apart from that, they do a little bit ask about the accounting, right? Accounting, how do you do accounting from lessee and lessor point of view? There are some complex questions that there are some complex scenarios that they may create. Okay, you need to be ready with that. So 115 and 116, believe me, is the favorite index for all interviewers, right? And especially if you are going for firms. So firms may, are you clear about this one? Then we'll talk about index 16. There are questions related to 16. Again, application is very important here. How do you verify the fixed assets? What are the conditions given in the CARO related to fixed assets? Okay. Then there are questions which are related to physical verification. There are some scenarios, again, confusing scenarios that they try to create related to index 16. Okay. I can again keep you asking questions, but again, like we'll see if we'll find time in the end. I'll ask you some questions. Right now, I'm just telling you the topics. Maybe in last 15 minutes, I will take some questions also. For whichever topics you will say, we will take some questions on that. So I hope you noted it down that index 16 is also important. Then index 2, right, especially related to valuation. Which method of valuation is allowed as per index, right? Which method are allowed as per index? Yes, anyone? Is it LIFO, FIFO, weighted average? Which method is allowed? FIFO. All right. So the basically only FIFO and weighted average is allowed. LIFO is not allowed Yeah. No. LIFO is not allowed. Yeah. So please remember that ये भी question बहुत बार पूछा गया है. Yes, Dakshani, right? Good answer. FIFO and weighted average. Yes, these two are the most important ones. All right. Then what all component that can become a part of the cost of inventory, right? So it is the purchase cost plus what all things that you will include. Okay. This is this kind of question they may ask. Apart from that, there are questions related to that if there is if what is basically cost and what is NRV. Okay, some questions related to valuation related to cost and NRV, right? I'll definitely cover one question from each of this index at the end, right? Because I believe that these are the most important ones which are asked, right? So whenever you will start your preparation for forms, how will you start? 115, 116, 16, 2, right? And then 12, right? 12 is basically DTA and DTL. Okay. Now, you may say that DT and DTL are easy standard, right? What is the problem in that? The problem is that they do ask the examples, okay? And the examples does not strike you in the interview, right? We do conduct a lot of mock interviews, and in the mock interview we realize this fact that when we ask students, okay, give me example of DTL, for example, apart from that regular depreciation example, okay, student get confused. So you need to pre-think that what should be the example of DT and DTL, right? So cover up that one. Most of the interviewers are asking related to DT and DTL, right? So so far everybody, I hope, is with me. So this is related to Indias, right? These are the important ones. After that, the second set of important Indias are EPS. After that, you should study financial instruments. Government grant, borrowing cost, right? And foreign exchange. Now, again, you will ask the same question that in how much detail I have to study these standards, right? So if you are reading these standards, this is on the second. So first is this one. Then once you cover the first category, then go on to second one, and EPS, financial instrument, government grant, borrowing cost, and foreign exchange, right? Read it on a surface level. Okay. There are lesser possibility of these standards. I know financial instrument is a very detailed standard. Yeah. But again, the point is that surface level understanding is always required. So most of the time I ask one question related to financial instrument, is cash a financial instrument, right? Okay, tell me, is cash a financial instrument? Okay, no, yes, no, yes, no, no. Okay, no. All right. No, yes. Okay, so there are mixed answers, right? People are saying no as well as yes. All right. So those who are saying yes, you are right. Basically, cash is a financial instrument. It is a financial asset. If you see the definition of financial asset, there is specifically written cash, right? So That kind of surface level understanding is required for financial instrument, right? Not in too much of detail. If somebody asks you what is the contractual cash flow test, what is business model test, okay, simply you should be able to answer it in 2 to 3 lines, right? Don't go into too much of detail, but basic definition of financial asset and financial liability, that is definitely required. Yeah. Okay, so great. I think you will cover up financial instrument EPS. What things should be included in numerator, what something in denominator. That is very important. Diluted EPS, every time if they ask question, they ask question on the what is the meaning of diluted EPS. Right, I'll certainly cover up that portion as well. Okay, so we'll take some questions on these things once we are done with our basic discussion. So this is what you should cover, right? And after the category 2 in days, if you further find time, then you should talk. Then you should get into details of other days. Am I clear? Right. So for you, these are the important ones. Your studies should start with these 5, and then you should extend your studies to the other standards, like these ones. And after that, if you find time, then do study other ones, right? But if your articleship, in your articleship, if you applied any particular indices, for example, if you applied, if you have some observations related to employee benefit, right? Let's say you've done something related to employee or payroll expenses. Then it is very important for you to study index related to employee benefit also. Yes. So this is if you have done articleship related to that particular standard. Right. So everybody is clear how they will start. This is the first thing that you should do, right? Any questions on index part? All right. So this is the first thing. Second, if you are going for a statutory audit interview for firm, whether it is global or Indian, okay, doesn't matter. Second thing is basically the audit topics. Okay. So if I am basically, let's say I have not impaired the assets in my books. Yeah. If the impairment is not done, okay, will you qualify the asset, qualify the report, or will you give a adverse opinion? What opinion will you give if the assets are not impaired? Is it qualification or is it an adverse opinion? You can unmute yourself and can give your answers. You can. All right, qualified, adverse, qualification, qualified. Okay, those who have given the answers, qualification, if they can unmute themselves and then tell me like why you will qualify if the assets are not impaired. Anyone? Yes. All right. Okay, no problem. Yes, Bhagyashree, you want to give answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
This question falls under the SA 705, And first of all, we need to consider the point whether the impairment of asset is material and it has a pervasive impact. Then we will give the adverse report. However, if the impairment of asset, as per the auditor's judgment, is is material but not pervasive, then we will qualify the report.
Okay, very good answer. Yeah. Okay, great answer. So yes, from the regular students, I want correct answers only, and that's good that you've given a correct answer. Okay, so basically it depends, right? There you cannot say qualification or adverse because uh, we don't know whether the impact is pervasive or not, right? So without knowing it, how can we say that we can qualify it or we can give an adverse opinion, right? It will depend, right? So the point, what I'm trying to say is that for audit, what is very important is opinions, right? Audit opinion. Again, see, audit, although is a theoretical subject, but you need to have a practical idea about uh, this particular subject because most of the firms, the entire questions are revolving around only on three things. One is the audit report, second is CARO, and third one is basically schedule 3, right? So all the questions are revolving around these three only: audit report, schedule 3, and CARO 2020, right? So what are the important topics? So quickly note down the important topics here. So audit opinion is definitely important. After that, second important topic is materiality, right? Materiality, again, people ask practical questions. So the problem is not about the concept. Everybody knows the concept. The problem comes when the practical question comes related to materiality. So the practical question, if you are facing, right, you should be able to answer. So understand it from the conceptual angle, application angle, right? So you have noted down audit opinion, then materiality, right? Then going concern. Okay, going concern, there are questions on going concern. Then there are questions on audit assertions. Okay, a lot of times audit assertion is asked. Yes, so both revenue audit assertions, fixed asset audit assertions. After that, prepare about key audit matters. What are key audit matters? Right, definition of that. What are matters will classified under key audit matters. Then definitely important things related to CARO 2020. CARO 2020 is implemented from which date? किस डेट से CARO 2020 implement हुआ है? One 4/21. Very good answer. Yeah, basically 1st April 2000. So it's although 2020, but it is implemented from 1st April 2021. So it is relatively new, and anything which is new, it is important, right? So important, at least 6 clauses, 7 clauses related to CARO 2020. It should be on your tips, right? If I'll ask you, tell me 6 clauses. Okay, you should not really think too much, right? Prepare it in advance. Very common question. Then prepare about schedule 3. Most of the time, people are asking about the changes in the schedule 3, right? Apart from that, regarding audit, internal financial controls. Okay, that is again very important, right? So I'll just repeat it. What all topics are important? Please note it down. First is audit opinion. Second is materiality. Third is going concern. Fourth is audit assertions. Fifth is key audit matters. Sixth is CARO 2020, 6 or 7 clauses related to that, and key changes in schedule 3. Right. So these 7 topics are definitely very important. Apart from that, the other ones are section 185, 186, and questions which could be related to director disqualification, right, and limited review. These are not asked many times, but yes, if you can prepare that, it would be good, right? So these are the important topics related to the forms. So first I am taking the technical topics, technical preparation. After that, I will talk about the HR related preparation. So first हम लोग सारी प्रोफाइल के टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन के बारे में बात करेंगे, उसके बाद HR से रिलेटेड डिस्कशन करेंगे. Yes. Any questions so far related to Indes or audit? Indes and audits are related. Any question? Okay. All right. Great. Okay, so these are the important ones. What else you have to prepare regarding audit forms? Okay, you need to prepare one audit observation. Very important, right? You need to prepare one. So first is index, second is audit, right? Third is audit observation. Professional ethics, no, not required. Okay, so audit observation, right? Have you done statutory audit during your articleship? Again, they'll ask you this question, right? क्या आपने statutory audit करा है? ठीक है, during your articleship. So आप बताओगे कि yes, this is how I have done my articleship, and this is my observation. So that observation has to be very important. Okay, so you have asked 8 questions. Okay, wait. Right, this is definitely, I'll cover up that. Yeah. Okay, so my question to you is that my question to all of you is that have you done a statutory audit during your articleship, right? Definitely they will expect a yes answer from you. Prepare a good audit observation. Good audit observation always means an application based audit observation, not something like that voucher was missing or the rate was not up to mark or something like that. It has to be a proper audit observation. For example, right, that the depreciation was not charged as per useful life of the asset, or the impairment was not done out on a regular basis. Despite having impairment indicators, the impairment of the asset was not happening. So these kind of observation has to be there, right? Not something like that purchase voucher was missing or there were incorrect rates that were there. So these are some manual errors. So these won't sound very good in that case, right? Most of the interviews goes on audit observation. The moment they ask you about audit observation, then they will talk about the client, what kind of client was that, and then they will go deeper into that one. So maybe 5-7 minutes of the discussion could be on your audit observation, right? So please prepare this one very well, right? So it is certainly very important. I am just double encircling this particular point. Okay, so we have got one question, which is very important question, that what if we do not have a statutory audit articleship experience, right? To give you a short answer of that, okay, if you will say no, definitely it will be a problem. So you need to definitely create some kind of, you need to take an understanding from your firm, okay, from where you have done articleship, that how we go about articleship, how we do answer this particular question. If you can explain me in short, right? Spend half an hour, 1 hour with them. Certainly, like we'll talk about the recorded lectures, right? We have some recorded lectures also, which gives answers to most of your questions, right? I'll talk about that in between as well. Okay, so I'm just parking that question, right? I cannot answer you that question in detail, like if you have not done articleship, articleship in stat audit. But certainly, like we can help you out with some of the lectures that we have. Okay. Second question is whether we have to learn about DT and IDT in stat audit interview. No, not at all, right? DT and IDT की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन आपको उतना पता होना चाहिए। सपोज आपका एक्सपीरियंस जीएसटी में ज्यादा है, तो फिर वो पूछ सकते हैं आपसे जीएसटी से रिलेटेड। They themselves will not ask you, but if you are saying that I have most of my experiences in GST, then they will ask you questions related to GST. If you have income tax related experience, then they may ask you questions related to tax audit, right? So they themselves will not ask you DT and IDT related question unless you tell them that I have a good experience in DT and IDT during my articulation. Is it clear? If you have mentioned somewhere that I have done a TDS related work, they may ask you latest sections related to TDS. If you will say that a lot of points related to GST are mentioned, then they will ask you, okay, how will you utilize the ITC credit? What is block credit, right? What are the new changes that has been introduced in the budget related to DT and IDT? So these things will come only when if you have mentioned something in your resume, right? Litigation and assessment, they won't get into it, right? Too much. If we are talking about a stat audit, right? If we are talking about profiles which are related to DT and IDT, certainly yes. Okay. So first is index, second is audit, third one is audit observation, right? Everybody's clear. If you prepare these three, definitely 70 to 80% of your technical interview will fly through very well. Okay. Second question you may ask that what is the what kind of interview will be conducted? What is the pattern, right? First, whether it will be related to senior manager, then partner or something like that. Okay, I have done there is a very simple video that is available. Okay, I'll just tell you that you can watch it. Some of the sample questions are also available, right? So see, this is our website, right? If you go on our website, camprep.com, right? On see here, you will find company specific, right? One tab is available, which is company specific preparations. Okay. Once you go on the company specific, you will find that stat audit, internal audit, right? These are available. If you go on a statutory audit, right, you will find this particular video available here, right? So in this particular video, I have talked about that what is the pattern, right? Normally the pattern is that first round is by senior manager, second round is conducted by director or partner. Okay. And what type of questions they generally cover, that is also mentioned here. So it is a 10-minute video. Please do spend time on this one. Yeah. So it has also some sample questions also, right? Although I will cover some sample questions here, right? At the same time, similarly for other profiles also, it is available, right? So just go to our website, camprep.com, and go to stat audit. You will find a pattern of what kind of interview questions that a partner would ask and normally a senior manager would ask. Right. So this is regarding statutory audits. Any question for external audit? External audit means same, right? Statutory audit, right? So this goes the same. If we have exposure of concurrent audit, will it be helpful? Concurrent audit will be helpful in internal audit interviews, right? Not for stat audit. Then what about ICAI campus placement? There is one round, so what can we expect? If there is one round, it will be certainly a mix of all these questions. Okay, so what we have covered as of now is technical questions. Now we'll the second part, we'll talk about the HR questions also. Can we ask which location is available, or if I want to opt for remote work, how can I convey my message to the interviewer? No, not possible, right? They normally expect you to be flexible for both these things, right? Work from home and work from office, and for all the locations. Although you can, if they ask you, do you have a location preference or location constraint, then you can tell them. But personally, what I would suggest you that don't put locational constraint, right? It creates a negative impact, negative impression, sorry. Okay, then if I am engaged now in the campus preparation, okay, can I complete it before the campus interviews? See, like I'll tell you like about our preparation plan. Okay, I'll cover up that in another 5 minutes. What to expect in EY aptitude assessment for assurance on 20th. Basically, EY aptitude assessment, normally see most of the companies are now conducting the personality or behavioral test. Okay. It might be related to that, or it might be related to the subjects, but I have not seen anything related to aptitude so far. So Big Four are either conducting a personality test, it's all behavioral test. There is no rejection happens in that. Or it is related to subjects, right? It could be related to Indies, or it could be related to your regular Indies audit and something like that. But logical reasoning, maths, I don't think it will be there. Okay, how to prepare for Big Four global firms? See, global firms, when we are talking about these 3 topics, these are all related to global firm only, right? So global firm or Indian firm, both will ask you the same question. Audit observation, Indies, and questions related to audit, right? Questions are all similar. Okay, EY is for 70 minutes. 70 minutes. So I personally believe, see, it could be both, as I told you, like it could be personality test only. And normally what I have seen is personality test more. Yeah. Can you help me in understanding what is risk assurance, IT and SA at Deloitte India Post means? Risk assurance, right? IT, देखो जहां पे भी IT लिखा हुआ है ना, wherever IT is written, right? Can I speak in Hindi, or should I speak both in Hindi and English, or only English? Okay, तो चलो मैं थोड़ा बहुत मिक्स भी यूज करता रहता हूँ, राइट? मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि इंग्लिश, ओके, सो मिक्स भी यूज कर लेते हैं, इंग्लिश भी यूज कर लेते हैं, राइट? ओके ओके, आई अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? वी विल हैव मिक्स ऑडियंस. So the question is that what is risk assurance, IT and SA, right? Whenever we are talking about IT, right, it is mostly about system audit. Are you getting my point? Because there are 2 questions here. One is what I should prepare for this one, and second is whether I should join this company or not, right? Join this profile or not. That is also a question that we will cover. But the most important question here at this moment is what this profile is all about. This profile is all about system audit. Okay. So if it is a system audit profile, okay, I'll cover up that as well. So most commonly asked is stat audit. Okay, so in the firms, you will find stat audit, which we have already discussed. Second is internal audit, right? Third one is this one, system audit, right? In stat audit, we have talked about Indian as well as global firms. Okay. And then you have DT and IT. And then there are some profiles related to SAP and Oracle. Am I missing out on the forms? Anything which I have not covered in this one? Yes, please tell me. These are all things, right, that you should TRAS. TRAS is basically transaction advisory. Cyber security is again similar to that one. Similar to the SAP and Oracle related roles. Okay. So whenever we are talking about system audit, right, for these ones, system audit, SAP Oracle related role, cyber security. Okay. What you have to do is you simply have to prepare. They won't expect you that you will have a system understanding, right? They will ask you simple questions. So those questions are related to journal entries, right? You may believe, you may be surprised actually that really they ask journal entries. So the answer is yes for system audit kind of roles, because what these roles are, these are related to ERPs, right? Whether ERP is giving the right report or not, right? For whichever ERP you have worked, for example, Tally or Oracle or SAP. Okay, if somebody has put a journal entry in that, whether that journal entry is flowing in all the modules or not. Okay, so it is basically an audit of that particular system. So that's why they do focus on journal entries. Second, they do focus on some of the processes. Okay, so please remember two processes. One is P2P. Second is O2C. Right? P2P, O2C, and R2R. Right? Can somebody tell me what is the full form of P2P?
Purchase to pay.
Procure to pay or purchase to pay? Very good answer. Yeah. So basically, P2P is procure to pay. It's a purchase process, right? Please prepare that well. O2C is what?
Order to cash.
Order to cash.
Order to cash. Very good, right? It is basically the other side from the seller's point of view. And third one is R2R. R2R
Record to report. Record to report.
Record to report, right? So these three are the most important questions from the system. So one thing, those who are going for system audit, the interview will not be very tough. Interview will be simple. Okay, because there are lesser number of people who opt for these roles, right? In that one, they will simply ask you about your articleship experience. Then they will ask you related to these three things: P2P, R2R, O2C, some sort of questions. One more thing that you can prepare is related to SOX. What is SOX compliance, right? What is SOX audit? Prepare a little bit about that. Okay. Then they may simply ask questions which are related to journal entries, right? And very less possibility of Ind AS. Ind AS की possibility कम है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि it is a system audit. Clear है आप लोगों को? Any question related to system audit, right? Clear है सभी को? P2P, O2C, R2R, SOX, right? ये पढ़ लो आप. Or journal entries. Be prepared for journal entries. Then they will ask some basic questions. Even if they ask you question related to Ind AS, that they would be very, very simple questions. Okay. The most important question which they will be asking you in these kind of role is that why you want to join this role. This is the most important question, right? Which we will be covering in our next section of HR. That why are you joining this particular role, right? So that you need to understand. Right, I'll come on to other rules as well. So first I am covering up the finance related, form related. So system audit is clear to everyone. Yeah. As far as internal audit is concerned. All right. Internal audit, again, there are lesser roles in that. Again, you have to prepare audit observation here. P2P, O2C, these two are the most important things. So for internal audit observation, P2P and O2C, no need of reading any kind of Ind AS for internal audit, right? I'm not taking internal audit in too much of detail. If anybody is appearing for Ind AS, in internal audit, tell me, I'll cover up that. Otherwise, I'll just move on fast on this particular. right? So this you should prepare for internal audit. Now, if we talk about DT and IDT, right? Those who are appearing for DT and IDT, yes, anyone? Do I need to speak about DT and IDT?
Yes, sir.
All right. So DT and IDT kind of roles, if you are appearing, okay, their question, one definite question is regarding budget. Have you prepared about regarding the budget? Changes in budget regarding DT and IDT? Please prepare that if you are not prepared so far. Okay. Second definite question is regarding your articleship. And again, in your articleship, they will ask some of the replies that you have given, not only the returns that you have filed, some of the replies, right? Some of the slightly analytical work that you have done related to these two things. And apart from that, yes, again, there are important questions. Theoretically, there are some of the important questions that you should cover. Yeah. So at this moment, I'll just share with you regarding the quick preparation. If you want, you can do, right? So basically, this is what our hybrid model is available with all of you, right? It basically talks about all the profiles, right? Company specific, for example, if you are going for banks, right? HDFC, ICAI and all. We will have 7 hours of recorded sessions covering all the important questions, right? Some of the sample questions I have already asked. Some I will cover in this second half, right? So these in these 7 hours, right, you will be able to cover up the entire, because this covers 50 questions, and these are the interactive discussion that we had during our classes, right? So that you can certainly cover up. Second, if you are talking about forms, right, any kind of forms, especially statutory audit, right, all kind of index related questions, audit based questions, these are 15 hours, right? 15 hours of session which covers all the important index based questions, their answers, audit related questions and answers, HR related questions and answers, everything is available. And definitely relevant study material is there, right? So you can certainly watch that videos. Similarly for internal audit and similarly for management trainee, right? Most of you have got call from Reliance, L&T, Vedanta, BPCL, ITC, Wipro, any kind of corporate, right? So same goes here, you have to spend almost 20 hours, right? And if you want to go for all profiles, right, for all companies, you can certainly opt for all kind of profiles where everything will be covered. Yeah. So here, those who have questions related to articleship, how we should present our articleship, right? There are 2 sessions regarding articleship presentation also in this particular videos, right? So you will get to know about how you can cover up your articleship experience. So that thing is also there. Yeah. All right. So this document, I am sure that you will get on your WhatsApp number. Those who have not are there on our WhatsApp list or who are not getting or WhatsApp messages, yes, they can simply drop a message on this number, right? So regarding forms, right, we were talking about regarding forms. I'll quickly take some of the questions जो आप लोगों ने पूछे हैं. What is FRAS profile, right? देखो FRAS क्या है? It's basically it is about financial reporting advisory services. तो जहां पर भी फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग अगर आ गया है तो वहां पर क्या करना है आपको इंडेक्स की तैयारी करना. जहां पे भी फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग आ गया वहां पे इंडेक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. और इंपॉर्टेंट इंडेक्स मैं आपको ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूँ विच आर द इंपॉर्टेंट इंडेक्स. ठीक है. सो दैट इज दैट वन. इधर आपको ऑडिट पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, ओनली फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग, राइट? सो ओनली इंडेक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जहां पर आपने लिखा है TRAS, राइट, ट्रांजैक्शन एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज. सो ट्रांजैक्शन एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज क्या है? बेसिकली इट इज अगेन नॉर्मली ये बोला जाता है कि इट इज रिलेटेड टू मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन, बट अभी जो मुझे बताया गया है एक्सप्लेनेशन, उसमें ये मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन वाली प्रोफाइल नहीं है, ये बेसिकली ट्रांजैक्शन एडवाइजरी है, मतलब कि ये भी फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग रिलेटेड ही प्रोफाइल है, ठीक है। तो आप उसके डिटेल में अगर जाओगे तो आपको फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग ही बार बार दिखेगा, राइट, गैप, यूएस गैप और समथिंग रिलेटेड टू इंड AS, सो इट इज अगेन रिलेटेड टू फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग। तो यहाँ तक क्लियर है सभी को? अगर आपको फॉर्म के लिए जाना है, whether it is FRAS, whether it is TRAS, whether it is assurance, whether it is audit, whether it is global, you need to study Ind AS and audit topics, जो मैंने अभी आपके साथ शेयर किया, ठीक है। जो लोग साइबर सिक्योरिटी और इस टाइप प्रोफाइल के लिए जा रहे हो, उनके लिए भी मैंने बता दिया है आपको व्हाट यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, ठीक है। फिर उसके बाद आ जाते हैं roles on investment banking. Yes, if you have any kind of interviews on investment banking, I'll cover up that as well. Okay, if you do not have much experience in stat audit and they ask one observation, definitely इसके लिए lectures, right? In detail, I have covered this point in the lectures, right? So please refer that. Oracle या SAP system audit, उसका मैं आंसर दे चुका हूँ ऑलरेडी, राइट। इन एडवाइजरी फर्म फोकस इज ऑन इंटरनल ऑडिट। एडवाइजरी देखो डिपेंड करती है, एडवाइजरी किस टाइप की एडवाइजरी है वो, अगर उसके रोल के डिटेल में जाना पड़ेगा आपको। सिंपली अगर एडवाइजरी लिखा है तो वो कुछ भी हो सकता है, वो टैक्स की एडवाइजरी भी हो सकती है, इंडेस की एडवाइजरी भी हो सकती है, किसी भी चीज की एडवाइजरी आ सकती है, ठीक है। डीटी के लिए मैंने जैसे आपको बताया, राइट, डीटी के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स, अगेन देयर आर फ्यू वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स। देयर इज अ प्रेजेंटेशन दैट वी डू प्रिपेयर, ओके, हम लोगों ने एक प्रेजेंटेशन पूरा प्रिपेयर करा है इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स के ऊपर ही, राइट। उसके डिटेल्स भी उसमें अवेलेबल है, आप ऑफिस नंबर पे मैसेज करिएगा, राइट, दे विल शेयर यू विद दैट वन। उसके बाद I have applied to Deloitte for statutory audit domain yesterday. How long will it take to get a call from HR? बहुत difficult है तो आंसर करना नॉर्मली, लेकिन फिर भी आप अप्लाई करते हो विद इन अ वीक तो आ जाना चाहिए आपको रिप्लाई। अगर नहीं आ रहा है इसका मतलब ये है कि उनके पास वैकेंसी नहीं है, राइट। कैन आई परचेज ओनली QB? QB क्या होता है? नॉट वेरी क्लियर। Language used in the video lectures, it is definitely a mix, okay, but there were a lot of people from South India who did not understand English. They were also our student, so quite understandable for them as well. Okay, how to prepare for group discussion for Vedanta? Today we will be doing one quick session at 9 o'clock on group discussion, because tomorrow is Vedanta's group discussion. If you want, you can join using the same link, right, at 9 o'clock. Although, yes, again, like we have given some tips and techniques related to group discussion in our lectures. Okay, treasury, I will talk about that as well. What is global finance and business management profile? देखो, ये basically global finance and business management, again, see from the company angle, right? कौन सी कंपनी के लिए ये पोजीशन ऑफर हुई है, राइट, वहां से आपको देखना पड़ेगा। FRAS प्रोफाइल के लिए इंटरनल ऑडिट से रिलेटेड पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्या? नहीं, इंटरनल ऑडिट से नहीं पढ़ना है आपको। व्हाट इज GBT और BPS रोल इन टैक्स डोमेन? GBT and BPS, I need to check it, I'm not also sure, but looks like that it is something related to global or something, but yes, I'm not very much sure about that. Okay, just see which company is that, which big four is that, and just put it on the Google that this company and this particular role is there. So Deloitte, GBT and BPS, need to check, right? There are a lot of abbreviations these days. Yeah, global business tax, and second is business process solution. Okay, so global business tax, again, like it is an international taxation related. All right, so this is the part one. Now let's move on to the second part, right? Second part is related to banks, right? Banks के ऊपर आ जाते हैं हम। देखो, बैंकिंग में एक ही बात है, that they are mostly talking about credit management. Okay. So when we are talking about credit management, okay, especially HDFC, ICICI, and then there are some other banks as well, but mostly yes, it is these two. So for HDFC and ICICI credit management, again, one thing, don't worry if you do not have banking experience, right? सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन यही होता है स्टूडेंट्स का कि क्या हमको यहाँ पर आर्टिकलशिप एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में पूछा जाएगा, राइट? सो द आंसर इज नो, राइट? आपके आर्टिकलशिप अगर ऑडिट में भी हुआ, टैक्स में भी हुआ, दे आर फाइन विद दैट, राइट? नो नीड ऑफ no pre-requirement of having a articleship experience in banking, right? Second question is what kind of technical question generally they ask, right? So just note कर लीजिए questions. दो टाइप की बैंक, दो टाइप के यहाँ पर आपको रोल मिलेंगे, एक मिलेगा रिटेल, एक मिलेगा होलसेल, राइट? रिटेल बैंकिंग इज all kind of personal loan, home loan, auto loan, that kind of these things. Second is basically wholesale. Wholesale is basically business loans, right? Business loan mein you will have term loan and working capital loan. Okay, so quickly I'll tell you 2-3 questions which are frequently asked. One is the CIBIL score. What is CIBIL score and what is an ideal CIBIL score? So the ideal CIBIL score bataiye, yes anyone? Ideal CIBIL score kitna hota hai? $720, yes, very good answer. So basically the ideal CIBIL score is 700 plus. Very important question. Just everybody please remember what is a CIBIL score, and if you are going for banks, yeah, so do that one. Okay. Second is what are the key ratios? If you are giving a working capital loan, what are the key ratios related? So current ratio definitely is very important. Second one is they ask questions related to MPBF. Can anyone tell me what is MPBF? Very good answer, Jayesh. Basically, maximum permissible bank finance, right? Maximum permissible bank finance or drawing power, right? A question which is related to credit management for working capital loan, right? Please remember this one, maximum permissible bank finance. To compute this one, there are 3 formulas given in the Tandon committee, right? Tandon committee has given 3 formulas related to MPBF. Yes, so please remember that one. तो इसको आप MPBF भी बोल सकते हो और इसको आप DP भी बोल सकते हो, ड्राइंग पावर, या? सो ये क्वेश्चन काफी बार पूछा गया है. इसके बाद टर्म लोन की अगर बात करते हैं, सो टर्म लोन में बेसिकली दे आस्क यू क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रेशियो, राइट? व्हाट आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट रेशियोज व्हेन यू आर गिविंग अ टर्म लोन टू एनी पर्टिकुलर क्लाइंट? What will be your answer? Your answer should be DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the bank preparation related to credit management that you need to do. Whether it is credit management or relationship management, questions would be quite similar. Okay, so one question we talked about CIBIL. Second, we talked about MPBF. Third, we talked about DSCR. Yeah. Yes, please tell me. What's your question, Anuradha?
No, nothing, sir. If by error I have typed it.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, sir.
So basically, my point is that please prepare these 3 questions. Apart from that, ratio analysis certainly is very important. And then there are some questions which are related to while giving a loan. Okay, what all things basically you need to study. What all things that you should we should consider while giving loan to any retail or retailer, or giving loan to any corporate, right? ये उनके common questions होते हैं, ठीक है? So these are questions related to banking. Yes, working capital. All right. So yes, any question on this one? On banking, right? Any quick question? Then we will come on to the third part, that is corporates. Yes. बैंक को लेकर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो बताएं. All right, so now let's move on to the third part, right? That third part is related to corporates. Or जैसे कि like somebody has talked about Vedanta, somebody has talked about Flipkart, okay, and sorry if I have missed out any question. Yes, you can repeat that because there are lots and lots of questions. Business analyst, business finance analyst in Flipkart, right? I'll cover up that as well. All right, okay, good. Now let's talk about the third very important category, that is okay, for US GAAP, how to answer. See, like they definitely understand that you do not have understanding of US GAAP. Okay, what you can do is you can tell them that, see, like IFRS is now converged to, sorry, Indians are now a converged form of IFRS, and most of the US GAAP standards, they are also converged to, they are in line with IFRS. For example, Indians 115. Indians 115 is now in line with US GAAP. So the differences have been reduced drastically. But if the profile is of only US GAAP, then you can read some differences. There are although very, very minor differences between US GAAP and IFRS. Okay, but you can certainly read those changes. But you should do all these efforts only and only if the profile is specifically demanding you to have a good knowledge of US GAAP. Yeah. Okay, regarding risk assurance, I answered that already, right? So I'll those who joined late, okay, I'll again repeat in the end. Yes. Okay, now let me come to this one. So JSW also, yes, for all kind of corporates, right? So whether it is Reliance, whether it is Vedanta, whether it is JSW, whether it is Flipkart, okay, whether it is L&T, okay, any kind of corporate, right? What we are talking about here is corporate, जिसको आप बोलते हो इंडस्ट्री, जिसको आप ज्यादा करके जिसमें रोल्स ऑफर हो रहे हैं आपको मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग है. उसके अलावा भी कुछ रोल्स ऑफर हो सकते हैं. Some of the companies define it, some do not define it. ठीक है. इसके लिए मैं आपको एक सजेशन ये दूंगा कि recently we did a session on Wipro, right? Wipro के लिए हमने एक सेशन करा था और उसमें like I have explained quite in detail about what one should read about a management trainee role. Okay, you can see that as well. But यहाँ पे मैं शॉर्ट में कवर कर देता हूँ कि आपको किस टाइप से प्रिपेयर करना है, राइट? तो देखो, पहले तो आप इसका बैकग्राउंड समझ लो, कॉर्पोरेट या ट्रेनिंग, सॉरी, मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग. So basically the first thing is you please understand that role is not clear. In most of the cases role is not clear. Okay, एक typical finance department में क्या क्या रोल होते हैं? Financial reporting, financial planning, treasury, taxation, and fundraising. क्या क्या डिपार्टमेंट होते हैं? फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग, फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, ट्रेजरी, टैक्सेशन, फंड रेजिंग. ठीक है, इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग का मतलब हो गया इंडेस. इंडेस की तैयारी करना है. ठीक है. एफपी&ए का क्या मतलब हो गया? फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. यहाँ पे आपको फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट पढ़ना है. ट्रेजरी का क्या मतलब हो गया? अगेन फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. फंड रेजिंग का क्या मतलब हो गया? अगेन फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. और टैक्सेशन तो आपको पता ही है, बेसिकली डीटी एंड आईटी. तो इसका ये मतलब हुआ क्या कि मुझे सब कुछ पढ़ना है अगर मैं मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी के रोल के लिए जा रहा हूँ? तो द आंसर इज यस, एब्सोल्युटली यस. सबसे जो कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्रिपरेशन लगेगी वो आपको मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी के रोल्स में ही लगेगी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्लियर नहीं है बेसिकली. आप एफआर में जा रहे हो, एफपी&ए में जा रहे हो, क्योंकि उन्होंने केवल मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी लिखा है. और आपको डेजिग्नेशन से कभी भी कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. डेजिग्नेशन कुड बी असिस्टेंट मैनेजर, मैनेजर, management train, doesn't matter. You need to see the role. If role is not clear, BPCL, HPCL, ITC, nobody is talking about the role. रोल आपको मिलेगा जब आप सिलेक्ट हो जाओगे, उसके बाद आपको अलॉट करेंगे, लेकिन इंटरव्यू में आपसे सब पूछा जाएगा. Now the second question comes, will they ask everything? So the answer to that is no, they will not ask everything. It depend on the interviewer. If the interviewer is somebody who is like me, right? I have good knowledge of Indes, so I will ask questions related to Indes. I have good knowledge about startups. I have good knowledge about valuation, financial management, derivative. I will ask questions related to these ones. If I have good knowledge about direct taxation, yes, I will ask you questions related to direct taxation. So it depends on the interviewer. So in that case, you have to prepare everything. You have to prepare Indes, right? I have talked about important Indes in the initial part, right? All those important Indes, 115, 116, and like that. Regarding taxation, budget changes, right? At least budgetary changes you should prepare. Don't go in too much of detail regarding direct and indirect taxation. They will mostly cover it on a surface level, right? Not in too much of detail. So don't spend too much time on that one. Yeah. But spend good amount of time on FP&A, right? Somebody asked me also that what I should prepare regarding FP&A, right? So again, three things you should prepare. If you are going for FP&A role, or some kind of business finance related role or management training related role, please read ratio analysis. Okay, again, you will say that ratio analysis is a simple topic. No, it is a very tough topic. When I ask questions in my mock interviews regarding ratio analysis, I do not find answers, correct answers. Ratio analysis is a tough this thing. So please prepare ratio analysis very well. Second, prepare questions on NPV and IRR. Okay. Interviewers have a preference towards NPV and IRR, right? Lot of times they ask these questions. The second is NPV. Third one is variance analysis, right? Which is a relatively simpler question, variance analysis. Okay. If you're going for FP&A profile. So again, in short, I repeat what I have just told you. For management trainee role, you need to prepare everything. Higher possibility of Indes and financial management is there. Lesser possibility of taxation is there. When you're studying Indes, important days I have already covered regarding financial management, ratio analysis, NPV/IRR related questions, and variance analysis, right? You should read these three books. So this is all I personally believe from the FP&A side, right? Somebody asked about treasury as well. Because if you're going for the treasury related interview, read about the bank guarantees. What is bank guarantee? Different kind of bank guarantees, letter of credit, how they are different, fund-based, non-fund-based limits, right? Because that's the work of a treasury department, right? Little bit about foreign exchange and little bit about how the hedging happens, right? So you should read about treasury and that particular manner. Right? So this is related to technical preparation. In short, I will talk about HR related questions also, that what all you should study related to HR. Yes, regarding technical questions, please tell me if anybody has any question. Okay, some of the question which you asked is, if I have given a choice, which role is better, treasury or FP&A? Okay, देखो, अगर मेरा ओपिनियन लोगे तो FP&A, क्योंकि FP&A आपको एक ब्रॉडर पोजीशन के लिए तैयार करता है, जो कि है CFO। अगर आप FP&A में जाते हो तो आपकी CFO बनने की पॉसिबिलिटी बढ़ जाती है, राइट? आप मेरा डेजिग्नेशन देख सकते हो, राइट? आई एम फॉर्मर CFO, राइट? और वो उसका एक जो सबसे बड़ा कारण है, वो कारण ही FP&A। मैंने अपना करियर FP&A से स्टार्ट किया था, ठीक है? तो जब मैं FP&A रोल में था तो मुझे 6 इयर्स तक FP&A देखने को मिला। बीइंग अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट वो ये तो मान के ही चलते हैं कि आपको अकाउंटिंग, ऑडिटिंग, टैक्सेशन का अच्छा नॉलेज है, ठीक है? तो मैंने जो आपको रोल्स बताया, राइट, एक CFO को ये सारे रोल्स आने चाहिए। तो FR के लिए तो वी ऑलरेडी नो, बीइंग अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, FP&A यू नीड टू कवर। एंड जब आप FP&A कवर करते हो तो ट्रेजरी भी कवर हो जाता है उसमें थोड़ा सा, और फंड रेजिंग भी कवर हो जाती है। और टैक्स, अगेन लाइक पीपल अज्यूम दैट यू आर अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट एंड यू हैव अ गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ टैक्सेशन, राइट? सो इसलिए अगर आपको CFO के रोल के लिए तैयार होना है आगे, तो यस, बेटर माय सजेशन इज गो फॉर FP&A. Okay, now I have got financial reporting analyst role. Is it enough preparation of Ind AS? Yes, अगर आपको फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग एनालिस्ट का रोल मिल रहा है तो यस, डेफिनेटली आपके लिए Ind AS सफिशिएंट है। लेकिन अभी ये डिपेंड करता है कि कौन सी कंपनी के लिए, ठीक है? अगर ये आपको किसी बैंक के लिए मिल रहा है तो थोड़ी सी और एक्स्ट्रा प्रिपरेशन करनी रहेगी। किसी कंपनी के लिए प्रिपेयर करना रहेगा तो थोड़ा सा और एक्स्ट्रा प्रिपरेशन करनी रहेगी, ठीक है? Profile is FRS and they mention about Ind AS and US GAAP. What to do for the same? Only Ind AS as mentioned earlier in the know. Yes, FRS के लिए Ind AS is more than sufficient, ठीक है? Ind AS आप अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करो, वो सफिशिएंट रहेगा। What is analyst controllership offered in Accenture? Accenture में जो कंट्रोलरशिप ऑफर करी है, दैट इज बेसिकली फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग। देखो, जहां भी आप कंट्रोलर वर्ड पढ़ो, राइट, कंट्रोलर का मतलब एक ही निकालना, फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग, ठीक है? तो अगेन Ind AS इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर दैट वन। व्हाट टू प्रिपेयर फॉर फ्लिपकार्ट? देखो, बिजनेस फाइनेंस एनालिस्ट मतलब FP&A रोल। FP&A के लिए मैंने जो अभी आपको बताया, वन इज रेशियो एनालिसिस, सेकंड इज वेरिएंस एनालिसिस, थर्ड वन इज NPV IRR रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस, राइट? लेकिन यहाँ पे खत्म नहीं होता है, इसके अलावा भी कुछ प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा आपको। मैं अभी उसको HR में कवर करता हूँ, राइट? HR की जो शॉर्ट प्रिपरेशन डिस्कस करेंगे, ओके? Okay, well, Basauraj, you have 8 questions, right? I will try that. I will cover these 8 questions. Yes, definitely. It is. This session is more about the what to prepare, but still I will try, right? इसमें से मैं कितना कवर कर सकता हूँ। Okay, हम लोग थोड़ा सा जो कौन बनेगा करोड़पति है वो इसी पे खेल लेंगे, इन्हीं क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर, राइट? सो अच्छी बात है, आपने क्वेश्चंस पूछे हैं, ओके? और credit underwriting, NBFC, how to prepare? Credit underwriting is again credit analyst, right? Credit management. तो NBFC हो या बैंक हो, सेम प्रिपरेशन जो भी मैंने जस्ट बताई आपको, ओके? अब हम आ जाते हैं सबसे पहले HR के क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर, ठीक है? HR के क्वेश्चंस देखो, आपको HR के क्वेश्चंस के लिए एक जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज प्रिपेयर करनी है वो है बेसिकली अबाउट कंपनी। If you are going for, let's say, Accenture, Flipkart, Reliance, Deloitte, and they are asking you, what do you know about Deloitte? Why you want to join Flipkart? And if you are not able to answer that simple question, right, it's a problem. So we need to study about that company. What all you should know? You should know about the revenues, total global revenue. For example, you are going for Accenture, read total global revenue कितना है Accenture का, ठीक है? We normally provide a complete understanding, a company understanding sheet to all the students so that they can prepare all the data related to that company. I'll just quickly tell you a few of the things. One is the total revenues. Second is total market capitalization. Third one is the different services they are offering or different products they have. For example, Flipkart, somebody who's got shortlisting of Flipkart. If you are going for Flipkart business finance, everything, right? Each and everything related to Flipkart. For example, their business model, how much they are paying to their clients, right? To the retailers which are onboarded on their platform. What is their margins? If they are in losses, for how long they are in losses, right? Who are their competitors? What are their margins? What are their business model? What is the biggest cost, right? What is the size of e-commerce industry in India? Everything about that particular company needs to be studied if you are going for business finance profile. And if you're going for management training and all that, you should simply read about what if they are listed, what is their share price, what is market cap, what is their P, what is their profit margin, what is the EBITDA margin. Please read all these things, right? They really want you to know these things. Sometimes they ask direct questions on these ones. Are you getting my point? So please read about the company, right? Some of these points which I have just mentioned. So your HR round will be smooth if you prepare about the company, and also technical round. Whenever this question comes in your mind that what I should prepare regarding this company, okay? For example, recently Wipro's interview has been conducted, right? Now, if Wipro, you're going for Wipro, you should always know that how Ind AS 115 will be applied on an IT company. This is a very obvious question. How the software company recognizes the revenue as per Ind AS 115. If you are going for Flipkart, how a e-commerce company recognizes revenue as per Ind AS 115? Very obvious question, very common question, right? So related to that company, right? That one has to prepare. Apart from that, some of the other HR related questions, why this profile? For example, those who are going for global audit, why you're not joining Indian audit? Why are you joining global audit? Right? If you're joining a bank, why are you joining a bank? Why are you not joining an audit firm? If you're joining an industry, why are you joining industry? Why are you not joining, right, firm? तो ये जो टाइप के क्वेश्चंस है, ठीक है, इन क्वेश्चंस को आपको प्रिपेयर करते हैं, ठीक है. So why this particular industry? Why this particular firm? And third one is why this particular profile? For example, they are giving you a profile of taxation. Why taxation and why not something else? ठीक है. So तीन टाइप के why आपको प्रिपेयर करने हैं, right? Why this company? Then why this particular role? And why this particular industry? For example, if you are going for Vedanta, why mining industry? Why not any other industry? Right? Why industry? Why that company? And why this role? Right? ये तीन चीजें आपको. So HR में, yes, definitely there are, in our regular session we cover 50 questions, right? But it's definitely a comprehensive discussion where we have covered all the questions and answers related to what we are just discussing, right? So, but these are the important ones. Strength, weakness, why we should hire you. These are very common questions. Okay. एक क्वेश्चन और नॉर्मली लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैं पूछते हैं कि लाइक व्हाई you want to join this, so do you have any questions in the head, right? Don't ask a general question. These days everybody is asking me only one question. What a typical day look like, right? Every person, right? I mean, रोज mock interviews कर रहा हूँ और हर एक का एक ही क्वेश्चन होता है, what a typical day look like. Okay, तो ये क्वेश्चन तो मत पूछना, right? इंटरव्यूअर बोर होगा इस क्वेश्चन को सुन के. कुछ थोड़ा सा बेटर क्वेश्चन बनाइए और derive that question from the profile itself. प्रोफाइल से थोड़ा क्वेश्चन निकाल के. और अगर मैं एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन अगर आपको सजेस्ट करता हूँ तो वो ये है कि what I should start studying from now itself so that I am better prepared for this role. What I should study from now onwards to be better prepared for this particular role, right? वो एक better answer, better question हो सकता है, ठीक है. So ये सब questions थे from my side related to preparation, right? If I have missed out any, right? Somebody asked me about investment banking also. Okay, if you are going for investment banking, please read about valuations, valuation methodology. What are various? How do you value startup, right? What are the pros and cons of various methods of valuation, and any latest deal, right? कोई भी latest deal हुई है, जैसे suppose HDFC बैंक और HDFC मर्ज हो गए थे, ये एक डील हो गई. अंबुजा सीमेंट ACC, ऐसी कोई डील हुई है, उसके बारे में कोई भी एक लेटेस्ट डील के बारे में पढ़ के जाना है. और वैल्यूएशंस, राइट? ये दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट डेफिनेटली दे विल आस्क स्टॉक मार्केट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस. दे may ask questions related to cost of equity, debt or equity, which one is better, right? These are some of the common questions, but valuation and any deal, they are the most important. Okay, so now I'm done from my side. अब हम आ जाते हैं क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर. अगर किसी के कोई क्वेश्चंस हो तो बताइए प्लीज. प्रिपरेशन को लेके आप लोग को क्लियर हुआ बेसिकली? ओके, क्विक फीडबैक फ्रॉम योर साइड. आप लोगों को क्लैरिटी मिली है दैट व्हाट ऑल यू शुड स्टडी? Although I understand it is a fast, it was fast, right? But I'm at least the first half I will try कि इसको हम लोग YouTube पे I'll check with my team and we'll put it on the YouTube also. Okay, thank you very much Harshit and Sapna. Okay, good. जिसने इनिशियल सेशन मिस किया है, नो प्रॉब्लम, मैं इसको बोल दूंगा, राइट? पुट इट ऑन द YouTube also so that if you missed out the initial this thing. Okay, now अब आप लोगों के कोई स्पेसिफिक इंडिविजुअल क्वेश्चंस हो तो वो बताइए मुझे, राइट? हम लोग उसको डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. If we shortlisted for the firm, what are the sources where we can find about the financials? देखो, फर्म्स के फाइनेंशियल्स नॉर्मली आपको गूगल पे मिल जाएंगे. ओके, रेवेन्यू जनरली आपको गूगल पे इजीली अवेलेबल हो जाएगी. फिर उनको लेटेस्ट कोई अवार्ड्स मिले, कोई अगर उनके से रिलेटेड कोई लेटेस्ट न्यूज है तो वो आप जरूर देख के दो, राइट? सो दैट वन वुड बी सफिशिएंट. Which role is better if you have more than 5 attempts? देखो, रोल ये तो बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, राइट? कि कौन सा रोल बेटर है, और ये मतलब इसका एक स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आंसर नहीं दिया जा सकता है, और अटेम्प्ट का उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ठीक है, रोल तो सबसे अच्छा रोल अगर बात करें, मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू अगर देखोगे तो इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंसी. लेकिन अगेन पॉइंट ये है कि वो नॉर्मली अवेलेबल नहीं होते. ओके, तो फिर आपको दूसरे ऑप्शंस के ऊपर जाना पड़ता है. ठीक है, इज इट गुड टू चूज रिस्क एश्योरेंस? मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन तो कम है उस पर. मेरा पर्सनल सजेशन है कि अगर आप ऑडिट में जा रहे हो तो इंडियन ऑडिट फर्म्स का मतलब है कि जैसे डेलॉयट बिग 4 हो गई, तो उनका जो इंडियन डिवीजन है, राइट, वो ज्वाइन करो, एंड दैट टू फॉर स्टेट ऑडिट. अब उसका रीजन क्या है, उसका रीजन आज कवर करना पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि ये एक डिटेल डिस्कशन है कि कौन सी प्रोफाइल बेटर है. अगर मौका लगेगा तो हम उसके ऊपर भी एक और सेशन करेंगे. हाउ शुड आई यूज द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द रेवेन्यू ऑफ द कंपनी एंड अदर्स इन द इंटरव्यू? देखो, वो आपसे हमेशा पूछते हैं कि व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट द कंपनी. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है, राइट? तो आपको रेवेन्यू तो कम से कम बतानी चाहिए. तो इस तरह से ये चीजें यूज में आती है, और बहुत सारी कंपनीज ये चीज करती हैं कि वो पूछती है कि आप हमारी कंपनी के बारे में क्या जानते हो, तो आपको रेवेन्यू बताना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट उस केस में रेवेन्यू, मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन. डू वी नीड टू रीड टैक्स ऑडिट फॉर टैक्सेशन रिलेटेड? यस, डेफिनेटली. टैक्स ऑडिट आपको दोनों के लिए पढ़ना चाहिए, खास तौर पर टैक्सेशन के लिए तो, और ऑडिट के रोल के लिए कंपैरेटिवली लेस, लेकिन वो उसके लिए भी पढ़ लोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. ठीक है, व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप लिंक. ओके, तो देखो, मैं आपको ये वाला जो मैंने अभी एक डॉक्यूमेंट आप सबके साथ शेयर किया था, ठीक है ना, वो वाली जो फाइल है, उसमें ग्रुप के लिंक भी है, उसमें हम लोगों के कुछ वीडियोस भी हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल इंट्रोडक्शन, राइट. एक क्वेश्चन होता है कि लाइक अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे करना है. ठीक है, तो इस टाइप के भी जो क्वेश्चन है और भी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट वीडियोस हैं. ओके, आप लोग सभी लोग को ये जो कंपनी स्पेसिफिक प्रिपरेशन वाला डॉक्यूमेंट है इसको डाउनलोड कर लो आप. ठीक है, इसमें आपको काफी आंसर्स मिल जाएंगे. और खास तौर पे आप जब चैनल पर जाओगे और वहाँ आपको लेक्चर्स मिलेंगे कुछ, तो यू विल गेट द आंसर्स ऑन दैट वन. ऑलराइट, उसके बाद आते हैं फॉर EY I want to join FAAS team. In campus shortlisting, I have selected assurance role. This does assurance include FAAS? देखो, कैंपस में तो वो जिस रोल के लिए आए वो ही आपको ऑफर करेंगे. मतलब ये आपके पास चॉइस नहीं रहेगी कि आप उनसे बोलोगे मुझे ये पर्टिकुलर रोल चाहिए. और मैं एक पर्सनल सजेशन सभी को दे रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. कंपनीज को कई बार हम लोग बोलते हैं कि हमको ये चाहिए ये नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है, इससे उनको डिसअपॉइंटमेंट ज्यादा होता है. इसलिए वो जिस प्रोफाइल के लिए आए, जिस रोल के लिए आए, आप उसमें फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दिखाओ कि लाइक आई एम फाइन विद दैट. ठीक है, ये मैं आपको इसलिए बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स देखे हैं जो टैक्स के इंटरव्यू में ऑडिट के इंटरव्यू में बैठे, और जैसे इंटरव्यू खत्म हुआ उन्होंने पूछा है कि इन अ ईयर्स टाइम कैन आई गेट अपॉर्चुनिटी इन टैक्सेशन. ये बहुत बड़ी ब्लंडर है, राइट. बिल्कुल ये ब्लंडर नहीं करना है आपको. आप ऑडिट के इंटरव्यू में बैठे हो, उनको एक भरोसा दिलाओ, राइट. गिव देम दैट एश्योरेंस दैट यू विल कंटिन्यू इन ऑडिट. यस. सो जो आपने बोला है FAS, ये बेसिकली एश्योरेंस के पार्ट है, राइट. सो टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, यस, इट इज दैट only. How to prepare for state audit domain if articles you've done in income tax domain? How to prepare for this is a detailed question, right. Some of the lectures that we offer you, right, you can watch those lectures, right. I have already given the link for that. When to go for global Big Four or Indian Big Four, whether to go for, right. My suggestion is Indian Big Four, right. If we worked in several profile and mentioned the same CV also, now interviews for assurance profile in EY GDS, should we prepare from every aspect or just focus on state audit? State audit, right? If they were their profile is state audit, prepare only for state audit. How we can get into management consultancy, or what are the role, who to get into? This is another. This is a very detailed discussion. Okay. Definitely it requires a lot of contacts and it requires a lot of different routes, right. Definitely references is the most important route in this particular case. So in general, regular this thing, IB and management consultancy, they are not available. It requires a lot of contacts, lot of references, right. So that is the only possible route. Is global Big Four good if we consider in terms of growth prospect? Growth point of view, I won't say that it is a good option. Okay. Definitely, if you are going for growth, go for Indian Big Four. How should I tell that I don't know an answer so as to reduce the chance of not getting rejected? Very good question, right? If you are not knowing the answer, okay, what you should do? If you do not know the answer, simply tell them I'm not able to recall it. That's all. Don't feel sorry about it. There are lakhs of questions. If you do not know one particular answer, don't feel sorry about it. Don't feel guilty, right? Don't lose the confidence. Simply say, sorry, I am not able to recall it at this moment. That's all. Yeah. Suppose if you know half the answer, don't directly give the answer. First, tell them that I'm not very sure about this particular question, but still I would like to give a try. Okay. Clear as abhi? And instead of giving a wrong answer, tell them sorry. That would be a better answer. But wrong answer, wrong understanding, that is not desirable. Okay, risk assurance I already covered in the first half, right? You will get that answer when you will watch the video. If we worked in several domains, right? This is I already asked covered up that. Sir, all the four interviews for which I have consented is on the same day. What can be done? Nothing can be done for that, right? The only thing you can do is you can probably have a system, two different systems, so that you can you should know. Normally, it doesn't get coincided, but if it gets coincided, right, you should have a backup for that. Otherwise, there is nothing which you can do about it. Some things that can be added in resume for fast role. Stud audit, right? Financial reporting and statutory audit, right? That is something which you should include. If you have not included so far, please include that, right? Our resume format is available on our Telegram group. Telegram group link is already there on the document which I have shared. So this link, this document has 3 links. One of YouTube, where you will find the best introduction. Why I'm saying the best introduction? Because some of our students have got the appreciation for the introduction that they have given, right? So please watch the introduction video. Second, it has a Telegram link, some of the resume format, and some of the, I think, introduction script is also there. You can see that one. And WhatsApp group is also there, where we post the regular updates. Regarding weaknesses, weakness, you should always say something which is not damaging, right? Not related to your, which reduce your chances, right? For example, you can simply say that I am extra particular about, extra conscious about, I do plan a lot, right? I go into details wherever it is not required. Okay, so these could be some of the pain point, or these are some of the pain point in my personal life, right? But you should only say these things if you find that is happening in your case, right? Don't just sound too theoretical. If you sound too theoretical, interviewer will not like it, right? You should not copy paste your weakness from anywhere else. First, see if it is happening in your context or not, and avoid talking about communication skills, or like I do procrastinate, or I have a short temperament or something like that. Don't talk about all these things. Okay. Financial risk advisory, definitely. It's a good profile. FRAS is a good profile. You can definitely go for it. Okay, there is no problem with that. Okay. So these are some of the points regarding your 8 questions, right? Where are those 8 questions? This is this. So Basavraj, right? We require one full session for this one, right? What are the different phases of audit? No pending litigation against. How would you verify this? How will you check the going concern nature of your client? Okay, so this is an entire audit discussion. I can answer only one. If you have, because answering 8 questions will take almost half an hour, 1 hour, right? So I can answer only one question. If you have any specific one question in these ones.
1 minute, sir. I'm selecting. That question regarding bank balances confirmations are not available. In that case, so how will we verify?
Confirmation, how bank statement is not available to you and you are not able to get the confirmation from the bank. All right. So basically, if the bank is not available, bank balance is not available, right? Bank confirmation means that banks are reluctant to give, or the client is reluctant to give. See, bank statement is not available means that client is not giving. It does not mean that bank is also not ready to give. So first you will approach to bank, right? That
Okay.
Please provide me this statement. If bank is also not giving to you directly, saying that no, we will provide only to client, we will not give you. Okay. Then what you can do is you will certainly see if it is really material, right? And definitely bank statement is definitely material. Okay. Second, you should see it is pervasive also. Okay. If it is material and pervasive, what you do is normally you give an adverse opinion, right? At the same time, if they are saying that the bank statement is, I mean, you are not able to access it. Okay. Then definitely you can talk about that. So you have to ask these questions, right, to the interviewer. Okay. It's not like they have given you one scenario and then you just have to give the answer. You need to ask them that, can I assume this one? That they are not providing the statement, or the bank is also not providing. Okay. Because
Yes.
if both are not providing, in that case, there is a lack of evidence which is available. Okay. And when there is a lack of evidence, what opinion you give? Disclaimer, right? In that case, you will give a disclaimer of opinion. Okay. How will you verify your bank balances? Okay. So the question is that first you have to try your best to verify the bank balances, right? You may say that for whatever last bank balance that is available with us, okay, we will start with that. Then if they have prepared any kind of bank reconciliation statement, we will use that one as well. So first you will try at the best from your end. And if you will find finally that no, it is not, I'm not getting the final bank balance, then certainly you will give a disclaimer of opinion in this case. But first you will try from your end. First you will ask the bank. Second, you will use the BRS and the transactions and the receipts that you have received. And if it is not finally matching with the bank balance, okay, you will give a disclaimer of.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So what all questions are there? Jamshed, I look like a Ashneer grower. Now, should I take it as a what? Compliment or a comment?
Compliment,
okay.
sir.
Compliment, okay. All right. What we expect from a stud audit course from CampRep, right? I have see you have this details available with you already. It is basically a combination of discussion-based sessions. All the questions are and answers are discussed with the students, right? It's in a discussion format so that you know how to answer something, right? The biggest missing point when the students prepare for their interview is that they have the books and the material available, but they don't know how to apply it. So when we cover the application-based questions in the class, right, the students answers them and I tell them what is the ideal answer, right? So you will get it in a two-way discussion format. Plus, of course, the study material is there. Okay. Then if the laptop by any chance doesn't work due to any reason, will it be fine if I attend the interview on mobile? Mobile, I mean, yeah, definitely it's a backup option that you should have. But my suggestion is that keep one laptop in backup. Okay. So that would be a better option because the laptop screen is complete screen, right? Mobile is not give a complete picture. Okay. Also, sometimes a mobile, some call comes up, so it will give you a connectivity issue also. Better to use laptop only. Can you share a link again? Link of? Okay, I have shared YouTube, etc. Okay, so this is a document that you can download, right? Okay, great. So it was definitely a very fast session, very quick discussion that we have done. But I'm sure that you must have got some insights about how to prepare, what to prepare. Definitely, like if you have any further questions, yeah, certainly this is our office number. Okay, you can reach out to office. Okay, I'm also on LinkedIn, right? So you definitely can reach out to us on LinkedIn also, and you can reach out to us on this office number. Yes,
Sir, can I ask one question?
yes.
Sir, I want to ask that, sir, which is a good profile? Means US gap is good or stat audit is good? Because I received from job description from GT. So which is good?
Sorry, which one?
Which profile is good? Means US gap is good or stat audit of Indian companies is good?
See, if you're talking about the GT, right?
Yes, Grand
So
Thornton.
US gap versus state audit, right? So US gap versus state audit is better.
Why, sir?
Reason is that, see, like if you go for state audit, right, there are chances that you will get a chance to work in industry.
Okay.
Right. So the movement from farm to industry would become easier.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of the students I have seen, they after 2-3 years in Big Four, they try to move in industry. So that would
Okay.
be easier stuff.
So, but sir, if I will work in US gap, then I will get an exposure of means foreign companies. I will work means my client will be US related. So means I will learn better now. It will leverage in my CV also, or it will not leverage. Means it will not help.
See, global, there are lesser opportunity you to move abroad, right?
Okay.
You will be mostly doing the back office work here, support
Okay.
role. And
Okay.
if you join an Indian firm, you will directly go to client, you will finalize the balance sheet and all. So you will be front
Okay.
ending rather than
Okay.
doing a back end or a support sort of work.
Okay. 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 Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. All right, so fantastic discussion with all of you. Okay, last, yes, if you have any further questions, definitely I'm available on LinkedIn and also on the office number which I have shared with you. Okay, so thank you once again, and I wish everyone fantastic time, and the last few days you will certainly you will certainly do well in your preparation, and use all these things what we have discussed, right, company specific one in your interviews. Okay, wish you all the best and have a great career ahead. Bye bye, good night.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.